Hello folks, this is AG and welcome to your weekly security news digest. In this podcast, we will be summarizing the top security related news, hacks and releases that you must know before you start your week. This is week 13 and here are your top 3. Last week, Microsoft issued a new security advisory warning billions of Windows users of 2 new critical and unpatched zero-day vulnerabilities. This could let hackers remotely attack and take complete control on the target computers. According to Microsoft, both unpatched flaws are being used in limited targeted attacks and impact all supported versions of the Windows operating system. This includes Windows 10, 8.1, Server 08, 12, 16, 19, as well as Windows 7. Both vulnerabilities reside in the Windows Adobe Type Manager library, which is a font parsing software that not only parses content when opened with a third-party software, but also used by Windows Explorer to display the content of a file in the preview pane or details pane without having users to open it. The flaws exist in Microsoft Windows when the Adobe Type Manager library improperly handles a specially crafted multi-master font, Adobe Type 1 PostScript format. This allows remote attackers to execute arbitrary malicious code on target systems by convincing the user to open specially crafted document or viewing it in the Windows preview pane. At this moment though, it is not clear if the flaws can also be triggered remotely over a web browser by convincing a user to visit a web page containing specially crafted malicious OTF fonts. Microsoft said last week that it is aware of the issue and they are working on a patch which the company would release to all the Windows users as a part of the next Patch Tuesday updates coming on the 14th of April 2020. So don't miss the patches. Here goes the second big news this week. It is about OpenWRT. For those who don't know about the OpenWRT, it is a highly extensible GNU Linux distribution for embedded devices, typically wireless routers. Unlike many other distributions for these routers, OpenWRT is built from the ground up to be full-featured, easily modifiable operating system for your router. In practice, this means that you can have all the features that you need with one of the bloat powered by Linux kernel that is more recent than most of the distributions. A cybersecurity researcher disclosed technical details and proof of concept of a critical remote code execution vulnerability that was affecting OpenWRT. OpenWRT is a widely used Linux-based operating system for routers. Tracked as the CVE 2020-7982, vulnerability resides in the OPKG package manager of the OpenWRT that exists in the way it performs integrity checking of downloaded packages. This is done using the SHA 256 checksums embedded in the signed repository index. While an OPKG install command is invoked on the victim system, the flaw could allow a remote man-in-the-middle attacker in a position to intercept the communication of targeted device and then to execute arbitrary code by taking the system into installing a malicious package or software update without verification. If exploited successfully, a remote attacker could gain complete control over the targeted OpenWRT network device and subsequently over the network traffic it manages. The 3-year-old vulnerability was discovered earlier this year by For All Secure software company, who then reported it to the OpenWRT development team. To fix this issue, affected users are advised to upgrade their device firmware to the latest WRT version 18.06.7 and 19.07.1, which were released last month. Time for the third big news this week. It is about Draytek. Draytek is a manufacturer of broadband CPE, which is also called customer premises equipment, including firewalls, VPN devices, routers, and wireless LAN devices. The company was founded in 1997. The earliest products included ISDN-based solutions, the first one being ISDN Vigor 128, a USB terminal adapter for Windows and Mac OS. Security researchers with Keyhoe 360's NetLab today unveiled details of two recently spotted zero-day cyber attack campaigns in the wild targeting enterprise-grade networking devices manufactured by Taiwan-based Draytek. According to the report, at least two separate groups of hackers exploited two critical remote command injection vulnerabilities tracked as CVE 2020-8515. This is affecting Draytek Vigor enterprise switches, load balancers, routers, and VPN gateway devices to eavesdrop on network traffic and install backdoors. The zero-day attacks started somewhere at the end of last November or at the beginning of December, let's say, and are potentially still going against thousands of publicly exposed Draytek switches, some of which are Vigor 2960, 3900, 300B devices that haven't been yet patched with the latest firmware updates. The zero-day vulnerabilities in question can be exploited by any authorized remote attackers to inject and execute arbitrary commands on the system. The company officials said, "We recommend that Draytek Vigor users check and update their firmware in a timely manner and check whether there is a TCP dump process, SSH backdoor account, web session backdoor, etc. on their systems. If you have remote access enabled on your router, disable it if you don't need it, and use access control lists if possible. Affected companies and individuals are highly recommended to install the latest firmware updates to completely protect their valuable networks against malware and emerging online threats." That was all for this week, my friends. I will be back next week with the latest on cybersecurity. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for your weekly security news feed. Till then, stay security vigilant and take care.